So
what is going on, everybody? Xaenca here, back with another video for you. Just a friendly reminder, links to the previous videos are in the description down below if you did happen to miss them, and if you do end up enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Now, we're less than a week away from the opening weekend of Captain Marvel, and this past week I've been really taking it all in, trying to look at the comments, trying to see what arguments are being made from both sides of the fence. I've even had some what I would consider healthy discussions with people who are for this movie, just to try to get a better grasp on what actually went wrong with Captain Marvel. Because as much as the SJWs want the narrative to be the reason why we don't want to watch this movie is because it has a strong female character as the lead, that just could not be further from the truth. I watched Wonder Woman opening day, I watched Underworld opening day. I don't care that it's a strong female character. I do care that it's being played by Brie Larson, first of all. So that's the first of what went wrong with Captain Marvel, the casting choice of Brie Larson. I remember back when they first announced Captain Marvel, I was excited for it, especially when they said that it was possibly going to be played by Ronda Rousey. I would have taken that seriously. Are you kidding me? I mean, she's built like a superhero. You can actually take her seriously when she tries to be intimidating. She's already a fighter, so you wouldn't have had to go through too much fighting training. I was pleased with that choice. I was like, that would have worked. And she was already a shining example of equality, where she went into the UFC, completely dominated it, and became the highest paid UFC fighter because she brought the most people in, brought the most viewers in. Not because she was a female fighter, because she was a fighter that brought the most people in. You see what I mean? And then we have Brie Larson, who tried to bandwagon on the Me Too movement by completely watering it down when she accused a TSA agent of harassing her when he asked her for her phone number. And you've heard it so many times before, but then there's the Crystal and Lucy award speech where she says,
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
Now, the only reason I'm bringing that up again is that because I had a discussion with somebody in the comments and it really brought to light how this could have gone a completely different way. That if this speech was being told, like if the message was the same, but it was being told by somebody that didn't hate white men, it could have sounded like, as much as I value the opinion of the white male critics, I would also like to hear from other racial groups and ethnicities as well. Do you see how different that sounds when you're not completely invalidating somebody's opinion in exchange for another? Because that's what inclusion should be. It should be as well as, rather than instead of. But unfortunately, it's clear that that's not what Brie Larson stands for. And this instead of attitude is echoed when she's interviewed by Kea Brown about her press junkets. Because Brie Larson did not have to point out that her press junkets were overwhelmingly white male. That is the act of somebody who has a clear disdain for white males. Now, if you were to take that whole overwhelmingly white male portion out of her interview and just said, oh, I just wanted to hear from more women of color, it changes everything. And then the misandry of the, oh, that's the patriarchy ringing on my parade.
Now the doorbell, that was the patriarchy that was ringing on my parade.
I've seen zero arguments to defend that from the SJWs. Like, how can you? There's no way to interpret that other than she has a disdain for the patriarchy, which are men. So no, once again, it's not because it's a strong female lead. I don't give a shit. It's because it's Brie Larson. And it's not solely based on politics. I mean, Chris Evans has very annoying political views. I still watch his movies. So does Mark Ruffalo. I still watch his movies. Once you cross that territory into what I personally consider as hate speech, when you begin to base whether or not somebody's opinion is valid or not based on their skin color or gender, things that I have no control of, they were born with, that's when we have problems. Meryl Streep, great actress, very annoying political views. I still watch her movies because goddamn she can act. Jim Carrey, again, amazing actor, very annoying politically, still watch his movies. And I could go on and on about actors that I don't agree with politically, but I still watch their movies, so just saying. The second kind of thing that went wrong with this altogether is the marketing. I mean, constantly I see SJWs like to make the comparison between Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel, where they say, oh, you know, the people hating Captain Marvel, they hated on Wonder Woman too. No, we didn't. It's clear that we didn't. Everybody that is talking about the problems with Captain Marvel on YouTube praise Wonder Woman. I'm one of them. I fucking love that movie. And it all goes back to the idea that Wonder Woman was to be marketed as not a woman superhero, but a superhero that happened to be a woman. There's a very clear difference between the two, and I don't know if these SJWs understand this, but when you market it as a superhero that just happens to be a woman, and you don't make her being a woman the focal point, you make her an actual good, well-written character, a superhero that can stand side by side with Superman and Batman, and so on and so forth, you are fighting for actual equality at that point. Now, when you go around saying what makes a her, oh, women can't do that, women can't do this, oh, let's show the boys how we do it. I'm kinda done being told what I can't do by the men. I'm a woman, hear me roar, look what a woman can do. It's like, you're saying there's inequality to begin with. You're the one who's implying that women are less than men at that point. Because you yourself did not see men and women on the same playing field. Otherwise, you never would have called out the fact that she's a her-o. And it all goes back to that Ronda Rousey example I made at the beginning. Nobody ever looked at her fights and said, man, she's really good for a woman. You were just like, god damn, she's really good. She's a great fighter, not a great female fighter. And that, in my opinion, is where the marketing for this thing caused this to go into a nosedive, into a downward spiral, to where it is now. Because ultimately, you're the ones who are making it, oh, Captain Marvel's great for a woman. Not just Captain Marvel's great. Big difference. And this is just to piggyback off that point, and just a lesson to Kevin Feige, nobody wants to hear that anybody is the strongest in the entire universe. It doesn't help. Saying Captain Marvel is the strongest in the MCU, so what's the point of anything? Like, what is the point if she's that much stronger than Thanos? It defeats the fucking purpose of everybody getting together and trying to unite to save the universe. If she's that much stronger, what is the point of anybody else? So goddamn stupid. None of the good guys should be the strongest in the universe. There should be a reason why they need to band together and save the universe. And then the last thing that went wrong are the fans. For this, we're going to take a look at what people are saying about Captain Marvel, and it'll all come together eventually. So first up, we got very excited about Captain Marvel. I love watching hot women kill men. Somehow, this is acceptable nowadays. This is what is applauded by SJWs, like, oh my god, like and retweet that now. But if it were the other way around, if a man were to tweet out, oh, I love watching men kill women, do you think that that would fly? Do you think that people would not be in uproar if a man tweeted that out? Of course they would. It's so cool they got an actual superhero to play Captain Marvel. God damn it, dude, it's gonna be difficult watching your YouTube videos from now on after seeing you tweet this out. Because I do find you entertaining, but fuck man, you just made it really hard. That's what she said. But how is Brie Larson an actual superhero? I don't understand. What has she done? You're talking about a person who endorsed a charity to get $20,000 to get little girls to go watch her movie, so it directly affects her pocketbook, and she didn't even donate to the charity. Now, I don't personally believe in the charity to begin with, getting poor kids to go watch a movie. I mean, just get them food and shit, things they actually need. But let's for 1 second pretend that I do think that the charity is important. If Brie Larson were such a superhero, she would have matched that charity dollar for dollar. However much money you guys donate, I will donate the exact same amount because I believe in this. She doesn't though, she just wants people to raise money to go watch her movie, so it does well. I mean, $20,000 was the total they were trying to raise. She could have donated that herself, but she didn't. But somehow she's a superhero in real life. Good to know. I think it's time I said my thoughts on Captain Marvel. Talking shit about the Captain Marvel movie because of Brie Larson and her ideologies, and trash reviewing the movie before it's even out. Waiting until the movie is actually out in theaters so I can judge it for myself and acknowledge its pros and cons in a sophisticated manner in a well thought out review at a later time. How about the panel where you learn what an actual review is and not consider the comments as to why people did not want to go watch a movie reviews? Yeah, you missed that part. Emily Blunt's Captain Marvel. Why didn't this happen? I don't know, I wish it did. I'd probably still be excited for this movie if she were playing Captain Marvel. I don't imagine that she would derail the movie like Brie Larson managed to, so I don't know, maybe she wasn't woke enough. If people hate Captain Marvel now for being a strong woman, I'd love to see how folks would have taken Ripley if Aliens came out today. This is the stereotypical SJW moron, the one that is completely uneducated on the subject as to why people do not want to go watch the movie. And this is echoing things I said in the beginning. Aliens was not marketed as a strong female character. Look at me, I'm a woman, hear me roar. It was a character that was great and very well written that just so happened to be a woman. And the way you can tell that that's the case is you can easily replace her character with a man and it would still work. Basically, the character is so well written that it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman who plays that role. If Disney is concerned with Captain Marvel's numbers, they shouldn't turn off Rotten Tomatoes comments. They should turn off Brie Larson comments. Just throwing that in there, it echoed what I was saying in the beginning. And the last one I'm going to show is one of the most shining examples that the fans are one of the things that went wrong with Captain Marvel. Chelsea says, the white feminists are trying to make Captain Marvel bomb by telling white men not to go see it. Watch them be surprised it doesn't make that much at the box office. I can't help but laugh at this situation being that white men are the reason why we're even getting these movies. See, this girl understands that it is a problem when you demonize a segment of your audience. You're trying to make money. You want a movie that you support to do as well as it possibly can. Telling people that they're not welcome to go watch the movie does not help that case. And no, I'm not saying that Brie Larson herself said that white men are not welcome to go watch her movie, but she did say that their opinion is invalid, which is almost the same thing. Like, I don't give a shit what you think about this movie. It's almost the same thing as saying, don't go watch this movie. The SJW media, however, the fans, all those people who are saying, oh, toxic, angry men, incels, don't go watch this movie then. All you're doing is pushing people that were still on the fence to not go watch this movie. So if this movie does not do well, I still think it might do well, but taper off in the following weeks. So if this movie does not do well, and you guys want to blame, oh, the angry males that, trashed this movie, you're also to blame. You SJWs are also to blame by pushing people away from wanting to watch the movie. All in all, while thinking you're helping your case, it's not. It's really not. But these are just some of the things I've noticed in this past week leading up to the opening weekend release of Captain Marvel. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button and share this with your friends, family, whoever you think would be interested in nonsense like this. And make sure to subscribe and notifications, ring that bell so you can be alerted every time I post another one of these bean and cheese burritos. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
We'll be right back.